Zeri is out in League of Legends, and honestly, I think she might be one of the most interesting champions we've seen released into the game for years. And I'm not even an AD carry. At the minute, people seem to be either fully running it down with her or straight up 1v9ing, but I genuinely think once the dust settles and people figure out the builds, she could be a really strong champion. Oh, and she's also insanely fast. And I'm saying that as a hacker in main. It's ridiculous. Hey, so you might have noticed that we've started doing these kind of shorter don't at me's on the channel. We're really enjoying them, and because we can do more of them, now really is the best time to make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss any of these videos. Also on this video, leave a like and a comment. Thank you. So, League's 158th champion has been out in the game now for a little under a week, which is just enough time for someone like me to make some overly confident assessments and predictions about her. For those of you who haven't had her in one of your games yet, let's quickly run through what the hell she actually is. Her passive gives her a shield whenever she attacks an enemy shield for a portion of the damage dealt. All shields will grant her a brief movement speed boost, remember that later. Her Q, Burst Fire, turns her auto attacks into several rounds of, well, burst fire. It's got a low cooldown and costs no mana. Moving and auto attacking fill up a charge meter, which turns her next auto attack into a burst ability that deals extra damage to low HP enemies. Her W, Ultra Shock Laser, fires a pulse which damages the first enemy hit. If it passes through terrain, it widens and extends and can hit multiple enemies. Her E, Spark Surge, lets her dash a short distance, after which her next 3 auto attacks of Burst Fire can damage enemies beyond the first. Spark Surge can be cast over any terrain, no matter how thick it is. Her ult is a lightning crash which releases an electric explosion that damages all nearby enemies. Hitting a champion grants overcharge, which gives bonus attack damage on hit damage and a chain lightning effect on her autos. Overcharge stacks can be added and extended by auto attacks on enemies. So, what exactly does all of that mean? Well, it seems on the surface that Zeri is all about speed. She's a super mobile champion that's supposed to weave in and out of team fights and be really difficult to pin down. In fact, I might go so far as to say that she might be the most naturally mobile AD carry that the game has ever seen. It's kind of ridiculous. And if you think I'm exaggerating, well, a lot of people saw this insane clip over the weekend of an overcharged stacked Zeri running rings around streamer Quantum and his friends. Now, we've sped this up just so you can see how long it goes on for, but as you can see, there is nothing they can do to stop Zeri from breaking their ankles. It's not like she's doing insane damage to them, but she's almost unkillable as long as they can't get near her.
Dude,
wow. What a fun looking champ.
Wait.
I can't! The feedback from the community has been fairly positive, but definitely mixed. Double If was one streamer who was quick to write her off.
Oh. Is this a hyper carry? I don't think so. I've been trying to hold it in, guys, but I don't think this champ's very good. Biggest weakness that's hard to exploit in solo queue is her laning phase sucks. I think in competitive, what you have to compete with is people who can lane and get advantages in lane and snowball from lane.
And to be fair, that does seem to be the case based on the limited amount we've seen of Zeri so far. I had some games over the weekend where a Zeri on my team would completely run it down during the laning phase and then hard carry for the rest of the game. She seems a lot stronger once she can get out of lane and be creative with the massive amounts of mobility she has. The question is, can she get out of lane without completely losing the game? Personally, I don't think you can discount just how strong her core kit feels. I honestly think once people figure out builds and playstyles for her, she could be a really strong pick. I'm a Cutie Pie has been swearing by a Black Cleaver into Triforce build, which is pretty unique among AD carries at the moment. You don't really see that too often. Now, the crazy thing about Black Cleaver is that it gains one of its stacks every time the champion does any sort of physical damage. Well, Zeri's Auto Burst deals 7 separate instances of physical damage, unlike every other auto attack, which essentially means she can fully stack her cleaver with one full auto. But we're not not going to get too bogged down in stats and numbers and builds. We'll do that in the future when she's all figured out. The headline here is Zeri is cool as f. I've loved seeing these insane clips of her running rings around people. Yes, I know she looks kind of weak in the laning phase right now, but it's early days. If a busted build for her can happen, it will happen. There's going to be a lot of theory crafting over the next few weeks and months, and sooner or later, someone out there is going to figure out the perfect build for her crazy kit. It's just a matter of time. Oh, my arm has gone dead, man. What the f***? I'm thinking I must have some boosted me when I was in my sleep, because it genuinely feels like I got it. My arm's just dead. I'm wondering if they're activating the 5G now.